well here. Obviously no windows at all except for this opening here, which we have, so we can show you just how ferocious it is out there. The water we were standing down in earlier, and all the debris that was pretty much shone out and through here is gone because it's all blown away. But just look at the palm trees swing. Again, this is the western side of this storm, folks. We never ever got into the eastern side, thank goodness, because if we did, there'd be so much water out there with the storm surge. A lot of these police cars that you see sitting out there, utility trucks, they would just be bobbing around like rubber duckies. But I would say, we're easily getting hurricane force gusts again. We got them on the northwest side. We're getting them on here on the southwest side as well. And look at this. I mean, just incredible. It just howls through this hallway and howls across all through the wires. You can hear it. Whoa. You can hear it through the palm trees. That looked like some kind of the top to one of those heater vents that just came flying off. We got to watch that some of this stuff doesn't come flying in here. Sometimes you feel pretty protected in these things, and you're all around this concrete, but some little piece of debris comes flying in and catches you off guard. But I mean, obviously, it's a far better situation than being out there. I mean, look at the palm trees. They're just swaying around, just getting whipped around. You can tell the wind is very, very strong. When it bends a palm tree over, you're looking at very strong tropical storm force, if not hurricane force winds, and to knock them over is even a stronger statement than that, guys. So again, it's nighttime. I can't tell you how far this damage potentially stretches, but before we came to you about 20 minutes ago, we could see quite an orange glow off in the distance. Now there is no sign of that whatsoever, and that could easily be because of the fact that there's so much rain between us and what was a fire and the beginning of this western eye wall. So we're into this now for a while, and it looks like it's going to be several hours before things improve here. Jeff and Jen, back to you.
Jim, we've been watching all the debris fly around there. Have you seen any windows getting blown out this morning, either just because of the wind or because of debris?
Jenny, I could hear the windows coming out. You can hear the glass come down, and that just, whoa. What the heck was that? See, that looks like, every once in a while you get a little piece of tar paper rolling off the roof, but do you see how fast that went? I mean, if you're down there, as thin as that little piece is, you're done. You're done. So we got tar paper flying around, we got glass, and that's why, obviously, we've decided to move in here. By the way, my cameraman, Chad McCalvey, and myself were in a gazebo earlier tonight, which, was pretty doggone good. It was protected from the wind, but the wind just started to shift a little bit, and that kind of caught the underside of that gazebo. It was vertical. It's now sitting like this, guys. It's tilted over. So we decided, obviously, when it was getting bad, to break it, and it's obviously a good thing that we did that. And this is what you got to do when you cover these things. You just got to use your best judgment. You got to get out of harm's way when you can. And quite frankly, could you really ask for a better picture? I mean, this is pretty good, showing you the western eye wall from a pretty safe distance in through here, and this rain and wind just continues to howl. The first part of this, for the last 5 minutes, has certainly been the strongest. It looks like there's a little bit of a lull now, but as you guys have been showing us on the radar, we have a long way to go with this thing. And it's ever spreading through Houston. It's going to continue to work its way through northeastern Texas. They're dealing with probably the worst surge up through Sabine Pass and across the Port Arthur Causeway. You've just got tremendous sea rise there because they got into the southeast wind with the storm coming ashore. And that's what brought all the water on. We never got into that. And so the aforementioned 20-foot surge is not going to happen in through here. But still, there's a lot of wave action. There's a lot of overwash, guys. There's enough that if you didn't join us earlier, you can see the underdecking of this parking garage is filled with water. This is where I was out earlier. I was showing you how high the water came. As a matter of fact, and Chad, this is probably a good idea. Let's look at this clearance line. You can see 6.5 feet. Then you go over toward that exit sign, and you head down toward the base of the water, and you know that's not 6.5 feet. So there's probably about 3 feet of water standing there in that parking garage, and unfortunately several cars are parked under there as well, swimming around here this evening. So guys, here we are. We're into this western eye wall. Unfortunately, if you still have power in parts of Houston, in parts of northeastern Texas, this is what's coming your way. Potentially not hurricane force, but certainly strong enough to knock out power. Back to you.
Jim, I know that when I've covered some hurricanes, and these things always seem to come in at night for some reason. Not all of them, but a lot of them do. And it's very eerie because, Jim, and you can speak to this, I mean, you can hear things crashing and breaking around you, but you really can't see all that much. And when the wind gets to a certain point, you can hear it howling. Can you hear that this time?
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. And you ought to hear we whistle through this hallway here, Jeff, you know, because you got every once in a while you can hear a door opening and slamming because the wind just pushes it open enough and then slams it back. Because, you know, the buildings breathe. The buildings essentially breathe. So where the air finds its way in, it's got to find its way out. So you basically wind up with this set of lungs, which is a building. I mean, obviously, you can't see it breathe. Sometimes you can see the windows coming in and out, but it's going to find its way in and out. And it does make some really strange sounds going through the building. But the good news is, like I mentioned, my cameraman, myself, my crew, we're all inside. We're all safe. This is the concrete structure. This is the kind of building that you want to ride this thing out in. Still not out of the woods. It looks like we're going to be in this for several hours. Jeff, back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Jim Cantore, standing by for us there in Galveston.
Well, as Ike